Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols. I'm here to bring you your Nichols worth, and today from Steadfast 316 Publishing, we have the giant print reference Bible with 95,000 references and 14,000 notes. This thing has the full gamut, but before we dive into it, check out this quick unboxing video. All right, here we are. I went to FedEx to pick up my package from Steadfast 316 Publishing, and now I'm headed into my office to open it up. Steadfast has a really cool review program that I'll tell you about in just a second, but I'm often easily distracted, and check this out. It's a Waffle House. And as I'm driving down, this is one of the main roads in E-Town, and bonus points if you know where you've seen this sign. It was in a movie. There's your hint. But here's what Steadfast does. Steadfast will send us packages and put a Bible in there at random on a drawing, and we have no idea what we're going to get. It could be anything from a really nice goat skin all the way to a hardback. So here I'm at my church, and I'm going to head to my office and open this thing up. But as I'm going in the door, howdy, how y'all doing? Headed into the foyer of our church, moving into the secretary's office, going into my office, and now let's open this bad boy up. I am stoked. So check this out. As we open this box, well, there is a handbook for praying scripture by William Varner, a nice little calendar, and a Bible that looks nice. Oh boy, this is the Bible armor case. And then this is my literal reaction. Jesus. Whoa. This thing is beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, this is set up very similar to a Quintel. Beautiful gilding. Everything just looks sharp. All right, there it is. So here is my full review. All right, so let's dive in to the things that I was sent from 316. I love the way that they're doing this. What they're doing is they're doing like a raffle. So no one knows what they're getting. They have a select few reviewers they send material to, and they don't tell you what's coming. I happen to get the beautiful red goat skin. Now this is the previous edition that was released, the single column inside column reference, and as you know, this one had some problems with the binding. So one thing they've done is with this one, they have addressed it with brand new synthetic materials that reinforces the spine to make sure that the edge-lined editions do not have the problem where they separated before. Now mine has not had that problem yet, but I know there were a bunch that have. This was actually the second edition that I received from them because the first one did have the problem, but that's been fixed. Another thing to point out is this one, even though it's a giant print, it is a bit thinner. So it's not quite as thick. This one has 32 GSM paper. So now let's take a look at the liner. This is beautiful. I love the brown and how it accents with the red. Really nice corners. Love the herringbone perimeter gilt line there. That's just really pretty. Excellent synthetic end sheet. And then when we dive into the layout, now this is a very large print. This is considered a giant print. This is a 13-point font, and it's actually quite reminiscent of the Quintel. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull in a Quintel just to give you an idea of how large this font is. Now this is the RSV Quintel with a 10-point font. That's because they include the Apocrypha. But this is an NIV Quintel, which has the 11-point font. So you have an 11, you have a 10, and then you have a 13. And you can see these are laid out very similarly. It has the bottom references and notes, but this one has a little dividing line in the middle that's accented in red, which this has red accents. Another thing about this that sets it apart is check out those big, bold verse numbers. Even in the paragraph format, you're going to have no issue finding these verses because they're large and they're bold. So with the Quintel, when you get to the references, they are very, very small. That's probably like a 6, maybe a 7-point font. These references and notes here are a 10-point font, and again, the references are bold, so they're able to pop. So let's just take a quick second to compare this to the 10-point font on the Quintel. And you can see this is bigger, the font is darker. These are both 2K Denmark designed, so the similarities are going to be pretty obvious. But with that said, when they said giant print, generally speaking, whenever I open a giant print Bible, I almost want to laugh because it looks comical, it's so large. But even though this is a 13-point font, I'm telling you, this does not look overwhelming to me. This is really probably the perfect ground when it comes to a giant print Bible. So if you're having vision problems and you need something a little bit beyond a large print, but you don't need something like a super giant print 16-point font, This is really a perfect middle ground. Also, if you're not having eyesight issues, but you simply like this layout, this is not going to overwhelm you. I love the generous yap here too. When you see the overhead view of this thing, it's just so pretty. They don't split the liner. This liner is one whole piece, so they don't cut that corner, which a lot of your lower end premium Bibles do. And as we get into the New Testament, you will see, of course, here's the poetic settings. Absolutely love these Hebrew words on the acrostics are in red accents. Just think that is beautiful. Love the red accents. The words of Christ are not in red. Comes with 3 very nice ribbons. Now, these are not going to be Beresford ribbons. You can tell because they kind of curl a little bit. But these are very high quality, double-sided satin ribbons. Excellent. And when we say satin, these are not actually real satin. That's just kind of their sheen and their look. They're actually polyester. So now, just a couple other things that they sent. They now have a new Bible armor. One of the biggest complaints about their former Bible armor is it did not have a handle. This one still has the same really nice felt liner, and any size Bible is going to fit in there without any struggle. So it fits in there perfectly. So even their largest Bible is going to fit in there. So it's very nice. You do need to be careful getting it in and out. What I prefer to do is flip this out, because then when you do that, you have no risk of damaging your gilding. See how that slips in and out easily? It does come with one little pocket here with a zipper. So you unzip it and you can fit maybe a little something extra in there. It's probably not big enough for a tablet, but your cell phone, some markers and different things, really nice. And then a couple other little items they sent that I thought were kind of cool is this is a scripture calendar. And this is a 17-month scripture calendar, so it's already good now, moving into August. And each month has a scripture. It's got some notes and goals that you can start off with in the beginning. But each month has a scripture. And then each day you're supposed to recite that scripture, so by the end of the month, you have it memorized. Also, they sent by William Varner a handbook for praying the scripture. And I don't have a lot of time to dive into this, but I'll just show you the table of contents real quick. It shows you the prayers from the early church and church holidays. It shows you prayers for the Christian life. And it's really got a nice little layout, gold accents, so really cool. So Steadfast is doing some great work, and folks, they're listening to people, and they're really making adjustments accordingly. So God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholas Worth.